A major mistake with chronic fatigue is you think you need to rest. You believe you need to do less, withdraw. But that's exactly what keeps you sick. It's not the activity that makes you sick, it's the stopping, the ruminating. You don't get sick because you do too much. You get sick because you stop doing and start focusing on yourself. If you just do without thinking, you wouldn't get sick in the first place. I experienced this myself. When I'm on vacation with friends, eating poorly, drinking alcohol, but completely focused outward, the symptoms disappear. I don't think about myself. I'm simply part of a small group, like a troop of apes. You do, eat, talk, laugh, without thinking, without self-observation. And this state, completely outward-focused, part of a group, is incredibly relaxing for the nervous system. You are who you are, and don't think about it. We descended from apes. Our nervous system isn't made for constant self-observation, but for living in small groups. Privacy and constant solitude are modern concepts, but they don't fit our evolutionary nature. And perhaps that's exactly why they make us sick. So what's the cause and what's the way out? Chronic fatigue isn't weakness. It's a conditioned immune response that triggers so-called sickness behavior. This conditioning arises from constant rumination, from perpetual self-observation. You've unconsciously brought yourself into this state. The way out doesn't lead through withdrawal, but through reconnection with the world. You must stop ruminating, and this works best when focus is automatically drawn outward. It's not just about activity, it's about focus. The gym can still direct focus inward, but social interaction, conversations, community, real connection is the strongest lever to bring focus outward. Because when we stop ruminating, we also switch off the neural networks that maintain sickness behavior. And that's exactly the first step toward healing. What does science say about this? In World War II, wounded soldiers received saline solution instead of morphine, a placebo, and yet they often had no pain. Why? Because they believed it was morphine. Their expectation blocked the pain signal. Attention shapes pain experience. The immune system also responds to thoughts. Our brain can send danger signals through rumination. The immune system kicks in, symptoms arise, without any infection. It's not the pathogens that make us sick, but our reaction to them. And then there's the power of social connection. People with strong social integration have fewer stress hormones, less inflammation, and less autoimmune activity.
Being alone activates the same brain areas as physical pain. Community works like a natural sedative. Particularly fascinating, in wartime, suicide rates drop. In London during the bombings, instead of more despair, there was more solidarity. People weren't preoccupied with themselves, but with survival, with others. Viktor Frankl said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." And Emil Durkheim showed, social integration protects, even in crisis. Outward focus saves, sometimes literally. What do great thinkers say about health, illness, and the path of healing? Viktor Frankl was a doctor, psychiatrist, and concentration camp survivor. He observed, it's not external circumstances that decide, but internal state. Healing begins when we shift our gaze from the self to something greater, to meaning, responsibility, fellow humans. Friedrich Nietzsche was chronically ill himself, but he made his illness a source of strength. "He who gazes long into the abyss gazes back," he wrote. Not withdrawal, but self-overcoming. That's his message. Zen Buddhism also has a clear answer. Rumination is the central obstacle. Healing happens when the mind becomes still. The true doctor heals the mind, not the body. Zazen, silent sitting, brings us back to the present moment. Presence instead of analysis. That's the way. And Taoism says health arises through flow, not through control. Laozi called this Wu Wei, non-forcing, letting go, going with life instead of fighting against it. He who cares too much loses, he says. When the mind becomes still, the body begins to heal. What does this mean concretely? Even if symptoms are there, meet friends, go out, be part of something. Often symptoms disappear overnight simply because the body feels, I am safe, I am connected. When symptoms appear, don't panic. Instead, practice functional indifference. Accept what is and still make the best of it. Don't function perfectly, but calmly continue. If a certain activity triggers symptoms, then change the framework. Don't avoid, but relearn. Instead of the gym, just go for a walk, or swim, or do calisthenics. The trigger is often not the stress, but the meaning we give it. And very important, collect evidence of healing. Think of vacations, good days, moments when you felt free. Our brain needs this counter-evidence to learn new pathways. And what's the essence? Healing begins when focus is no longer on illness. Trust your body. Go out. Do things. Meet people. It's not rest that heals, but the return to life.